It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, it was homecoming night at JC Stadium on Friday night. Here's the list of the homecoming queen in her court. Crowned Friday night at the stadium. Third runner-up is Alana Faley, escorted by Daniel Duke Barton. Second runner-up is Ellie Green, escorted by Miles Starling. First runner-up is Bailey Banks, escorted by Connor Ogden. And this year's homecoming queen is Tamisha Chadwick Turner. She was escorted by Cole Priester. That's the rundown of the queen in her court, again crowned at halftime ceremonies this past Friday night at JC Stadium. Wayne County Board of Education has a work session tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Tech Center. On the agenda, under resolutions, recognition, surplus item, Dr. Killian Board will discuss surplus property in Scriven, Georgia. Discussion information, COVID update, capital outlay projects, capital outlay advisory committee update, several board policies, financial management, executive session, discuss personnel. All that's set for tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Tech Center. Tomorrow's an important day as early voting gets underway in Wayne County for the City of Jesup and City of Scriven elections. The early voting begins and runs through Friday, October 12th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Advanced voting will also be held Saturday, October 16th and Saturday, October 23rd from 9 until 4 at the Craig Williams Annex Building at 245 East Bay Street. Again, keep in mind, City of Jesup voters, again, that's where City of Scriven and Jesup voters, that's where the early voting takes place at the Craig Williams Annex Building. Due to election law changes, a voter must submit their application for an absentee ballot by mail no later than October 22nd. Earliest day an absentee by mail ballot can be mailed out to a voter is tomorrow, October the 12th. Election day voting location for Jesup City voters in District 1 and 2 has been changed. It's been moved from Bennett Union Church to the Hall Ridge Center Recreation Center located at 644 North 4th Street in Jesup. The election day voting location for Scriven City voters has been moved from Grace Community Center to Sam Dreyer Community Center located at 219 Flory Street in Scriven. City of Jesup has a contested mayor's race between Ralph Hickox and Tyrone Johnson. Also, 3 city council seats are on the ballot. Again, they are all contested. District 2, incumbent Don Darden and Pamela Schumann on the ballot. District 3, 2 candidates are Tim Cockfield and Stephanie Williams. District 6, incumbent Bill Harvey and Heather Altman. In the City of Scriven, 2 contested races. Seat 1, incumbent Brandon Harrison and Adam Pruitt. Seat 5, incumbent Lonnie Murphy and Tony Brinkley. Other incumbents returning in Scriven include the Mayor Jason Weaver, Council members Lee Stevenson, Raquel Wright, and Bobby Gray. Election day is set for Tuesday, November 2nd. But again, a reminder, the early voting gets underway tomorrow morning beginning at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And again, it takes place at the Craig Williams Annex Building located at 245 East Bay Street in Jesup. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, District Attorney Keith Higgins announces that Ronricus Goodwin, age 23 of Brunswick, Georgia, entered a guilty plea to one count of malice murder in the death of 20-year-old Cameron Johnson, which took place back in 2019. He was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole by Superior Court Judge Stephen Scarlett. Goodwin was scheduled to go on trial in Glenn County tomorrow. On September 13th of 2019, Goodwin was at home on Ellis Street Lane in Brunswick, Georgia. Also present were the victim and others, including a female that both Mr. Johnson and Mr. Goodwin had been in a relationship with. During the course of the evening, tensions arose between Goodwin and Johnson over the female in question. Both Goodwin and Johnson ended up outside the home where a mutual friend encouraged them to stop fighting over the girl and encouraged them to talk it out. Goodwin and Johnson then took a walk around the block before returning to the house. After seemingly making peace with one another, Goodwin suddenly pulled out a handgun and shot Johnson in the chest and ran off. Johnson was soon pronounced dead at the hospital after suffering substantial blood loss. There were 3 eyewitnesses to the shooting. All of them said the shooting was unprovoked in any way by Cameron Johnson. At the sentencing, Johnson's grandmother, who had raised him, described the family's pain at the loss of Cameron, but stated that she forgave Goodwin. Goodwin also spoke during the hearing and apologized to Cameron Johnson's family. At the time of the murder, Goodwin was on first offender probation for a prior aggravated assault. Besides receiving the life sentence for murder, he was adjudicated guilty for the prior aggravated assault and sentenced to 20 years to run concurrent with his sentence in the murder case. In Georgia, defendant has to serve at least 30 years in prison before becoming eligible for parole after being found guilty for murder. District Attorney Keith Higgins also announces that 66-year-old Joseph Jordan of Brunswick, Georgia, was convicted of child molestation and sexual assault against a child under the age of 16 following a 2-day jury trial. Charges stem from an incident that occurred back on September 18, 2020, when Jordan, then a school bus driver with Glenn County, was parked outside the Glenn County Stadium for a football game. The 10-year-old victim's mother was also a school bus driver and co-worker of the defendant and was parked next to him. During the game, the victim and her younger brother went back and forth between the two buses as her mother was cleaning up her bus At one point during the evening, Jordan sat next to the victim and began holding her hand. He also started to rub her inner thigh and then took her hand and placed it on his groin area. All of this was captured on the school bus video recording system. Later that evening, the victim disclosed to her mother that Jordan had touched her. The victim's mother reported the event to the school police, who conducted the investigation and subsequently arrested Jordan. At trial, Jordan testified that he touched the victim but denied that it was sexual in nature. Jordan claimed it was an error in judgment. In cooperation with the Glenn County Transportation Department and through collaborations with the Glenn County School Investigator Ricky Hilburn and the Safe Harbors Children Advocacy Center, they were able to conduct a thorough investigation and present a compelling case to the jury. The defendant acted brazenly in this incident, which was caught on a school bus camera. However, the child victim was brave by immediately reporting what happened to her mother and then facing her abuser in court. Members of the Glenn County jury deliberated for approximately 1 hour before reaching its guilty verdicts. On October 5th, Superior Court Judge Roger Lane sentenced Jordan to 17 years confinement with 10 years to serve. Jordan is also required to register as a sex offender. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes news, still time to sign up for the Big Buck Jamboree, which is set for October 16th through October 24th. It's an 8-day hunting contest. You can hunt in Wayne, Long, Glen, Brantley, Pierce, Appling, or Tattnall counties. Again, it's a $5,000 guaranteed first place payout. Again, you can sign up. It's $50 per hunter. Entry includes the 8-day Big Buck contest, entry into the banquet, meal, general raffle ticket, gun raffle ticket, and tournament t-shirt. Again, if you need more information, contact the Tourism Board office at the train depot or call the Tourism Board office at 427-3233. You can also call 256-2512. Also, don't forget the Tourism Board's Altamaha River Fall Leaf Paddle set for Saturday, October 30th. 9-mile paddle on a pristine section of the Altamaha River. Begins at 9 a.m. that morning at Williamsburg Landing on Williamsburg Landing Road. It'll end at the Altamaha Regional Park in Glenn County. If you need to register, you can go to their website, waynetourism.com. Registration for the event is $10 for children. $10, and children under 10 paddle for free with a registered adult. Registration forms, again, more information obtained at the Jesup Train Depot. They're called the Tourism Board office at 427-3233. Ask you to bring your canoes, kayaks, life jackets, sunscreen, snacks. Enjoy a beautiful fall morning on the Altamaha River Saturday, October the 30th. And don't forget, the next community blood drive is a week from today, set for Monday, October 18th from 2 to 7 p.m. at the Calvary Baptist Church Gymnasium located at 415 East Cherry Street. Again, to make an appointment, they ask you to call 1-800-733-2767, 1-800-RED Cross. Again, this is sponsored by the Jesup Shriners Ladies Auxiliary. Again, the blood drive is set for Monday, October 18th from 2 to 7 p.m. at the Calvary Baptist Church Gymnasium. And that's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan said, have a great day.